a lot of people was very impressed with Gary Russell Jr.'s recent performance. And, you know, a lot of people was overlooking him because he wasn't in front of the camera. But he's a very good fighter. I know that Mark McSayal fight, that should have impressed a lot of people. With him fighting Mark McSayal with one hand and possibly beating him. I thought he won that fight. The man had one arm, went the distance, and barely had any damage on him in that fight. I thought he actually won that fight against Mark McSayal. He comes in the next fight, has two arms, and people say he deserves a Lamont Roach fight. That just shows the talent that Gary Russell has. At 37 years old, he's been on the sidelines, but he's been training. But he's on the sidelines, been rehabbing everything, the injuries he had in the McSayal fight, and was able to still go through with the fight. He ended up losing the belt. He said he was open to a rematch with Mark McSayal. But any guys that want, and Mark McSayal said he was open to a rematch as well. But any guys at 135, if you're a young guy, you don't have a lot of names on your resume, or even if you do have names on your resume, this guy should be chased after just the same way that Lomachenko was chased after. I mean, I'm confused. When Canelo fought Triple G, and those two guys went toe to toe and had a good fight, a lot of people kept Triple G on the same level as a Canelo. We can look around and see that right now. They're talking about he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. And the man's resume is probably similar to Gary Russell at his weight class. So I'm confused about why Gary Russell is not being called out by 135s and guys who actually want to fight for championships. He's a guy who really is the closest thing you can find to a Lomachenko when it comes to just the resume, the background, the talent, the skills. He's been in the ring with Loma. Loma actually got him pound for pound for beating Gary Russell after he lost his second career fight. So that shows how big of a name Gary Russell is. So in a loss, he's a big name, but in a win, he's not. But when it comes to Lomachenko's resume, if you take Gary Russell off, yeah, it ain't the same. So a lot of guys in boxing, if you're a boxer or a promoter or anybody, manager, why would you not want your fighter to have Gary Russell Jr. on your fighter's resume? Just doesn't make sense. The man was on a prelim fight recently for PBC, and people was talking about that fight more than they was talking about the main card. The man is talented. That's why people always worry about how many times he fights a year. They don't understand that everybody's been fighting once a year. That's what the fans don't realize. They like, man, he fights only once a year. Bro, most of these guys only fight once a year. What are you talking about? That's when I knew then, oh, they love to see Gary Russell fight in the ring. They love to see him fight in the ring. They know it. They are fans of him. He has a lot of fans. They might seem like haters, but they don't, trust me. When you know how many times a guy is fighting a year, then you don't realize that other people are fighting the same amount of time or even less. And on the same company as well, under the same umbrella. PBC doesn't have a lot of guys fighting. Keith Thurman and Charlo. A lot of these guys haven't been in the ring as much. So it's not confusing to me. But if you want to be a great fighter, why y'all not chasing these guys who will get you on pound for pound? If Gary Russell can get Loma on a pound for pound list or make Mark McSayal a notable name, why would anybody else not want to get in the mix and try to see if they can reach the pinnacle like Loma did by defeating Gary Russell? That's still a top-tier opponent. Man, these dudes ain't serious about 135 chasing no greatness. Even if you got mandatories, you got tune-ups, get Gary Russell Jr. on your resume. Not, oh, let's have the fans jump behind and have him fight Lamont Roach. When Lamont Roach ain't got a belt, Gary Russell ain't got a belt, you got guys who's not really as good as a Gary Russell fighting for belts or fighting for mandatories and interns. And they're not even as good as this guy. But you would think a young guy would want to get in the ring with him. I'm just saying. I know they have plans going on, but I would like to see somebody challenge this man. If you got a belt, go after him. If you have a chance to touch a belt soon, or you have an intern or whatever it is, get in the ring with him. Make it happen. I feel like he's being overlooked in a lot of ways. A lot of ways. I repeat, because Floyd Schofield, he was able to make a name off of Tevin Farmer when he just defeated him with a knockout recently, which was a huge win. But would you say Tevin Farmer, Gary Russell Jr.? Come on now. Those type of fights that people need to be taking at 135. I like that Floyd Schofield stepped up and made something happen after the Shakur Stevenson fight fell through. But I would like to see others make something happen. I don't know if he's still at 130 all the way. If he is, that weight class too. And he was interested in fighting Lamont Roach with, Gary Russell. He'll fight all these guys. He was interested in fighting Lamont Roach, but Lamont Roach then went to 140. He said he'll fight his brother. End of story. But as far as everything else, Gary Russell should definitely be in the conversation with these other guys about trying to make a fight happen. He really should. If it doesn't happen, it's already not a lot of activity going on with him, which is a mistake when it comes to boxing. Boxing will look back and be like, man, he should have fought more. It's not his fault though. Like he's always said, it's not my fault. That's just scheduling and the way things go. It's just the business. That's the way the business goes. But he definitely should be in the conversation with these big fights. The same way people were talking about, I want to fight Loma. They should say the same thing about him. You will get credit for the win, just like Lomachenko did. That's probably his biggest win on his resume. That's all I got. Like and subscribe.